You guys, I'm going to teach you guys how I went from no credit cards to over 10 credit cards in less than a year. And it was really more like 15 credit cards, and it was implementing simple things. So if you guys are not getting approved for credit cards, because I'm going through the comments and I'm seeing people saying that they're not able to get approved for credit cards, and I'm like, how? There's credit cards that don't care what your credit look like that would approve you. And yes, they may be secure, but if you cannot get a credit card, you have to go secure first. It's just reality. So I'm like, let me make a video to tell y'all like the journeys I had to go through. I'm going to tell you my first journey and then my second journey. And it's a first journey and a second journey because I messed up my credit. I had to build it back up again. And when you mess up your credit, a lot of times you have to, not you have to, they're gonna close your accounts. They charge them off. So if you mess up your accounts in terms you didn't pay them, they're gonna charge your accounts off, and eventually you're gonna delete that and start over with a new set of credit cards. That's probably most likely what's going to happen if you guys are not managing your credit correctly. So I had my first journey, messed it up, got on my second journey, and I want to tell you what I had to do when I got on my second journey. So how I went from 0 cards to 10 cards in less than a year. So my first journey, I had to start off. I started off by, this is just no credit at all, just starting getting credit. You know, you brand new to credit. So I started off with Capital One credit cards. I did not have to go secured at this time. When I started over, I did not have to go secured. So let me show you a few cards that's similar to what I had to get, and then tell you verbally like a few other cards that I had to get. So when I started off getting credit cards, I started off by first just go to my website, Rickita.com, do the pre-qualify with no hard inquiry list. That's where them credit cards I'm going to show you is going to be at. I started off with the Capital One Platinum, Capital One Quicksilver. Those are the two that I started off with. Now, it is some other starter cards on here that's similar to that because I got those, and then I got like Victoria's Secret credit cards. I got like store credit cards, and that's what initially built my credit. So you guys can start off with a few easy cards just like those if y'all just need to start off, because I want you guys to know too. Start off with like Discovers. This is, you don't have negative accounts. You start on brand new. Start off with like some, see if Discover can pre-qualify you. Any Community Bank credit card. Don't try Apple right now. It ain't the time. See if Navy Federal can approve you for anything. They may try to force you into a secure, or they may give you the end rewards with a very, very low limit. Let me see. And any other credit card that's on here, because all these credit cards can pre-qualify you as long as they don't give you an annual fee. Like this credit card, you can get this credit card. I did this on my second journey when I actually got the Credit One bank card, but just make sure they don't give you no crazy annual fee. If they give you an annual fee, then you back up off of them. That's any of these credit cards. So the first ones, I just had the Capital One. I was just using it. I didn't know anything about utilization. I was just using the credit cards. And then in about 6 months, at that 6-month mark, I was like, you know what? I need to get more credit cards. So I actually applied for more credit cards, and I got like 4 or maybe even 6 at the time. I was going crazy. I was just applying for everything, straight credit addiction. Okay. So I was applying for everything, but I was able to get a higher level, and I won't say a higher level, but I was able to just make sure that when I applied for credit cards, I was actually able to get them, because don't forget, during this time, you're getting a hard inquiry. All that pre-qualified with no hard inquiry, all that stuff, none of that was around. Like, you're going to get a hard inquiry. And I had like 60 something inquiries after the whole year, but I was learning. So that's why with you all, you guys can pre-qualify for one without a hard inquiry. So that is really good. That hard inquiry is going to drop your credit score. If you pre-qualify and they say no, you can't get a certain credit card, then you just need to back up and, all right, I'll come back later on. You need to back up. Don't even try to apply, because if you apply, you can get a hard inquiry and they're going to say no. If they say yes, we think we can give you a credit card, then you want to decide, do I want to take this chance and try to get this credit card? Because they can still tell you no. Okay, so that's what I did. I got my first set of credit cards, and then I waited 6 months, got another set, and then I waited until I was at that year mark from when I got my first credit cards, basically about 6 months later again. And then I got 4 to 6 more credit cards. Now, the key is this though, and this is what people need to understand. As you start seeing your credit score go up and you're in that building stage, you need to figure out which one of your bureaus has the highest credit score. Because sometimes you're going to see that they may still be little changes, especially if you're still in the building stage. You don't necessarily have a lot of negative accounts on your credit report, because the second round I went, I had credit accounts on my credit report, so I couldn't get certain credit cards. But you just basically need to see which one of your credit scores is the best, which one have the least fewest accounts, and then apply for credit cards under that, under TransUnion. That's only gonna put TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. So find out who it is. And then also, I was able to get care credit during this time. I didn't use it, and I regret it, because now I want my care credit back, and I'm working to get it back. But I don't want to apply for it yet, because I got 0% ABR credit cards. So I'm gonna wait, but I'm gonna get that back. But I knew that they were going to pull a certain bureau, like the care credit. Like if I want that, I need to know exactly who they're going to pull. And say if they pull, I know they're going to pull TransUnion, so I'll make sure my TransUnion credit report will be perfect for them. Or in the case of, if I know just my TransUnion credit report is the best, then I'm going to be like, okay, who I'll pull TransUnion? Oh, okay. So Discover will pull TransUnion. I might apply for them. You just go through the list. And care credit, another thing I'm kind of ran on my mind, but I wanted to say, was there's with Synchrony Bank. So Synchrony Bank have multiple credit cards. So if they can approve you for one credit card, they may be able to approve you for other ones on there. So just figure out what bank it is and see if you got approved for that one, which other credit cards you could probably get approved for. The Synchrony Bank got I'm just going to say this. They have the Lowe's, they have the Walgreens. And I'm talking about ones that I have. Once I got approved for one, I was like, oh, okay, let me go get some more. And they even have, I believe, the Amazon one. I think the store one though. But that's my journey for just, I don't have negative accounts. I had to get out there and apply for credit cards. The key to this is this too. I forgot to say this part because I said I didn't care about utilization. The key to making sure you can get more credit cards is when you want to apply for more credit cards, you do everything to force your credit score to be the highest. Like I said, I'm not going to apply for the care credit right now because I got 0% APR credit cards, and one of them is going to be due around my birthday. So I'm like, you know what? I might just pay this one off. My credit score going to be the highest, and then I can be able to apply for it. So if you guys have any debts, like on your credit cards, you holding a balance on them, maybe you still always pay your statement balance by the due date to never pay any interest, but maybe you actually holding a balance on some of them that's reported to the credit bureaus. You want to make sure that the credit bureaus never get a balance that's more than 5% of your credit limit. So if you got a $200 credit card, as an example, you don't want them to report more than $10. Okay, that's going to be key. Now, if you do that, you will be fine. Now, the other route I have to go is I had stuff to remove. Like during this time, I had good credit cards. I filed a bankruptcy, didn't go through with it. But what I did was I got secure credit cards right away. And I worked to remove my bankruptcy, all of my negative accounts. So what I did was, remember, you get your 4 cards. So I got my secure credit cards right away. I didn't play, just filed bankruptcy. I'm getting some secure ones. I know y'all finna close all these other ones, and I'm working to remove my bankruptcy. Then after the 6 months, I went to unsecured credit cards, but I got some that were with nice companies. I got unsecured credit cards. And then around that 12-month mark, that's when I was able to get even more credit cards. And the key to it all, because I kept applying, but then I kept my utilization low. I kept removing like the negative accounts. And I have a free letter too if you guys have problems with negative accounts on your credit reports too. Let me show you the free letter. So just go to my website. And here it is right here. Just download the free letters and send it to all 3 credit bureaus. So just Rickita.com. So I sent it to the credit bureau. So my credit score just kept going up. Bankruptcies coming off my credit reports. I was like, yes. So the thing what I had to do though is, this is the curve. This is the tricky part. I try not to make the videos long, or maybe I feel like I'm talking too much, but then I feel like this is vital information that y'all need to hear sometimes. Let me know if I ever talk too much, especially if you're watching this part, like, don't Rickita, you're not talking too much. Tell us, the key of it was this: if you know you got negative accounts in your credit reports, you remember I said previously that you want to see which one of your bureaus are the highest. So you want to know, is your TransUnion credit score the highest, Equifax, or Experian? Not only did I need to know which one was the highest, I needed to know which one had more accounts deleted at the time. So I think my first bankruptcy that came off was on Equifax, and then Experian went right. A few months later, Experian was taken off. But the key of it all was this: when I first started getting accounts, when I first got mine, they were all secure. But at that 6-month mark, I'm like, okay, Equifax and Experian is deleted my bankruptcy. So I said, I know I'm doing those two. I'm not gonna mess with nobody that's pulling TransUnion and know about a bankruptcy. I'm just not gonna do it. So I knew Experian and Equifax. So I was like, okay, which one have fewer negative accounts reported? Because I knew that one was gonna have the highest credit score most likely. So I just looked at the scores, see which one compared, and I'm like, dang, my Equifax is hitting. My Equifax is really good. So I was like, okay, so my Equifax is my highest, and it got less accounts. So I applied when went to the 6-month mark. I applied for credit cards that was only going to pull Equifax. I didn't apply for anything else. So you need to know what type of credit cards you want to get, like what you aiming for in terms of rewards, and then you need to just figure out which one of the credit cards is going to be listed on Equifax. Like which ones are only going to pull Equifax because that's your best one. So when it came down to this, like even I see other people, I say, hey, go with Truist. Truist is only going to pull Equifax, but you have to be in certain areas, because I like Truist. I like how still Equifax is my highest credit score. So when I went to get some Truist credit cards, they were just throwing them at me like, get them. Oh, you want a car loan? Get them. Like, no, I need to pay off my car, guys. I need to pay it off. I don't want another loan. But they were more opted to give out money. So I tell people to go with Equifax. But when you're in that second stage and you have negative accounts, you have to go day by day in terms of, okay, I need to get credit cards this month. This is the month I need to get credit cards. You need to go and look at all of your accounts and see literally at that time which one is the highest. When I'm finna apply right now, which one's the highest? Don't say, well, usually my TransUnion is the highest, so I'm just gonna pull a TransUnion and I'm just gonna go on the ones that gonna do TransUnion. No, find out seriously. Look at your credit reports and say, you know what, I need to apply for some credit cards right now. My Equifax is the highest. I know the one I want, the credit card I want is under TransUnion. I might not get approved depending on what the situation may be. If you can get approved, go over there with TransUnion. But if not, just say, you know what, I need to go with the one that got my highest credit score. I'm gonna do that right now. And if you do that, you're gonna always get credit cards. Like that's you putting your best foot forward. I know my Equifax is the highest. I don't want y'all looking at the other bureaus like that. Not that they're bad. It's just that this is higher. It's probably 10 points higher, 15 points higher. It may be a situation where you was an authorized user on someone's credit card and it didn't show up on TransUnion, but it showed up on Equifax and Experian, but you still got a negative account on Experian, so you're going to just go with Equifax. Think of it like that. Hopefully you guys understand that though, and hopefully that was helpful. Let me know if I was talking too much though. Sometimes my kids be like, I don't need to know all of the details when I'm homeschooling them. So I'll see you guys in the next video. And again, on my website, download the form. And you guys can also schedule a call. I'll see you guys in the next video, for real. Bye-bye.